People do not care what you know. They just want to know you care. And if you go with that attitude that you care, you'll go a long ways.
Serving the public and helping others runs through Todd Brown. He began working at the Newton Fire Department 6 years ago, the Decatur Police Department 3 years ago, Life Care Ambulance 2 years ago. He is also on the SWAT team as a tactical medic for the Newton County Sheriff's Department.
After I got fire, I laid in my rack at night and I wrote my final thesis for my degree with Mississippi State, and I thought I wanted to do more.
At home, Brown's work continues on his ranch. His ranch expands hundreds of acres and includes cattle and chickens. He says it's something he really enjoys. Brown moved to Decatur 29 years ago from Florida. He got married and has 3 children.
And I heard God speak to me and say, this is where I called you to. And we've been here ever since. And we made these folks in this community our family.
Brown explains that some experiences stick with you long after they happen. He talks about working wrecks and disasters like the Louisville tornado. When Brown talks about helping others, it's with true passion, a passion for caring for everyone he comes in contact with.
I have a need to be needed. I need to help other folks.
Although this story is about Todd Brown, he would like the focus to be on others who continue to serve the public by giving their time. Brown wants everyone to know that time spent helping others is time away from home and away from family.
If you can show people a different direction to take and not try to force them down a road they don't want to go, then they'll be better off, you know, I feel like.
I don't even recognize this guy.
Sergeant James Lagoy began his career in law enforcement in 1987 in Los Angeles. He came to Meridian in 2005 and worked for the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department before becoming a Meridian police officer. He says he's here for the citizens.
We're here to assist in anything that we can do. Other people don't realize that we're not here just to take them to jail. We're here to push them in the right direction.
Helping others runs in Lagoy's family. His grandfather was one of the first Hispanic firefighters in the city of Los Angeles. He says it was tough.
He was picked on, he was hazed his entire time. When I told him I want to be a police officer, wasn't exactly happy. You know, he was ready for me to ride the fire truck too, and I just wasn't interested in that.
Lagoy says he's very proud of the fellow officers that work with him on his shift. He says people know when they're out.
We can go somewhere and they're like, oh, Delta shift's on, so we're not gonna do anything tonight. We'll wait till the other shift comes back on. And for us, they know that's a good pat on the back from the community.
The sergeant says a lot of the attitude toward law enforcement comes from what is being taught at home and how it sticks with the children.
If you're being taught your entire life to run from the black and white or the white car or the highway patrol car, all that's doing is that's making the problem get worse.
Lagoy says the relationship between the community and officers seems to be improving.
Now it's finally getting to be the point where people are saying thank you on the street, or while we're getting gas, they'll come up and shake your hand and say, hey, thank you for what you do. 3 years ago, that was unheard of.
Lagoy talks about crime in the city of Meridian and how people discuss it, saying it's really not that bad.
These social media sites talk about how bad things are. They're not the ones out here. I encourage anybody who thinks it's that bad, come out for a ride along. Come out and join us and see what it is. Put your feet in our cars.
A paramedic for nearly 17 years, Teddy Derrick has been serving the area as an EMT with Metro Ambulance for the last 14 years. He says it began when he was a volunteer fireman.
Never had any interest in the medical field and just kind of got into it and got the adrenaline rush and enjoyed helping people and just went from there.
The life of a paramedic can be fast-paced, from getting the call to being on the streets with lights and sirens. Derrick says it can be exciting, but there are tough times that come with the job, like dealing with injured children.
You know, we do what we can do, what we're trained to do, but you can't always save everybody, and that kind of hits home more than anything else.
On this day, I rode with Derrick as he responded to a wreck with injuries on the interstate. 2 kids were involved. Derrick and his partner were right there with them, making sure what needed to be done was done, acting very quickly, working with the children's mother while in transit to the hospital.
You learn to try to keep the kids together with a mother because, you know, they're terrified. They think something's wrong with mom, and mom thinks something's wrong with the kids. So I was trying to keep the kid in contact with the mother at all times and have the mother talk to the kid to let them know that everything's okay.
Derek says some of the frustrations EMTs deal with are people not paying attention or disregarding the ambulance while on the road. One person passing us as we headed to an accident. Derek says this is illegal and difficult to deal with. After dropping patients off at the hospital, it's straight to another call. The workload can be tremendous. Derek says this is one of the busiest cities to work in the state.
While everybody else is out having fun, being with their family, a lot of times we're here working and we don't get to be with our families, but that's just part of the job.
Derek has been married for more than 30 years. He has 2 children, one of which is a paramedic at Metro Ambulance. As for the future, Derek says he's not going anywhere.
I'm trying to stay here. I mean, this is a good place to work, and if you're new and want to come and get some real experience, this is the place to be.
With first responders, I'm Tom Williams, News Center 11.
As long as I know I can help somebody, put a smile on somebody's face, I come back to this job every day.
For 17 years, Sergeant Arthur Hobson has been serving the people in our area. Hobson graduated from Northeast High School and almost immediately started working for the Marion Police Department. He says his cousin was an officer, and that's what made him interested.
I rode with them one night and got familiar with it, and that's when I decided that's what I wanted to do. Marion 3, show me 10 individuals.
Keeping Marion safe is his top priority. He says he checks all the neighborhoods and does what he can to spot things that are out of the ordinary and deal with them before it turns into something worse.
Try to do the best we can at trying to keep people out to prevent crime from happening here in Marion.
Hobson says he tries to talk to as many children as he can while he's on patrol. The Marion Police Department has several toy and school supply drives throughout the year. Hobson says things like that are very important.
Kids are our future, and we try to get them make sure they're on the right track.
Hobson has 3 children, 2 girls and a boy. He says they are not interested in going into law enforcement themselves, but they are very supportive of their father. Hobson hopes to continue what he's doing for at least 8 more years. He says he just wants people to know he's trying to make a difference.
Anything we can do to help somebody, we would want them to come to us here in Marion.